Hey everybody, welcome back to Starfyre Gaming. I am Sir Joseph and this is Colony Ship. We have just started exploring our neighborhood here. As you see, we've got quite a few quests up here. We've got go to the Whiskey Jack Bar, steal Solomon's keys, pay McNeil a visit, get the implants, leave the store. There is something brewing up here and we are going to go find out about it. We did pick up Evans. So if we come here, stat-wise, Evans is better with pistols and rifles and blades than we are with anything. We're at 1 with everything. So he's at 2 with those 3 guys. He's got some evasion and some armor, but he's got squat down here. If we look at inventory, let's see what Evans is equipped with here. So he's got these things here. His armor handling is at 7, stats and skills. And then he's at -1 for those worker boots. So he has got himself his assault rifle and his pistol. And of course he has got his regen stem. So yeah, so that's what we've got. Let's go ahead and see what happens out here. Rumor has it that Captain Braxton once served a higher power, that in the days before his crisis of faith, he was known as Faithful Gunner Jeremiah Braxton among the Church of the Elect. There is plenty of talk about why he left, but as is often the case, no story is more compelling than the other. Backed up by a few like-minded men and picking up more recruits along the way, Braxton left the church and wound up in the pit, where good fighting men are always in high demand. Around the same time, the Brotherhood had started nosing around, eager to establish a foothold here. Braxton and his regulators offered the good people of the pit their service. After much debate, they were hired to drive the Brotherhood's men out, which was accomplished with brutal efficiency. You see Braxton and 2 of his men standing next to the bodies of the gun thugs. "Thank God you're alive," said Braxton, holstering his gun. "When I saw them leaving the store, I assumed the worst." "What happened here?" "What does it look like? They opened fire. We returned it." "They weren't eager to draw on me. Yet you expect me to believe they started shooting at you and your boys not a minute later?" "It's because we got a high intelligence. I paid them to start a fight at Abe's store, not to run away the first chance they got," Braxton says nonchalantly. "None of that changes the fact that the pit can use a makeover. The problem is, Jonas doesn't really run the town. He keeps Main Street nice and clean, but doesn't give a damn about the growing camp town around it. Or maybe he just doesn't know what to do about it. Either way, he'll lose control soon enough. And then what? Chaos? Gangs fighting for control? Quest added to Crossroads." "So you're the hero we deserve?" "If it wasn't for me, the pit would be a Brotherhood boot camp right now. And if I'm gone, well..." "I barely know Jonas, and I don't know you at all." It's not about me, and it's not about Jonas, Braxton says quickly. It's about this town. I think it's sinking into anarchy, and what we've just witnessed here is but a taste of what's coming, unless we put a stop to it right now. Tempting. Very tempting. Unfortunately, saving lives costs money, and I'm broke. $2.50, says Braxton, as a show of good faith. Do right by me, and I will certainly do right by you. Well, we got some streetwise points, not a ton, but I guess after you get certain, it costs more experience to raise skills the higher they get. That's what I'm guessing here. Consider me in your employ, Captain. Then talk to Jonas. Put him on notice in front of everyone. Let them all hear what you have to say. Why? Well, you know that we're coming. We aren't going to stab him in the back, Braxton says firmly. The man deserves the right to defend himself. All right, wait for them to leave. What are you going to do? Asks Evans. Well, I guess we'll do the right thing and save this town. That's quite a burden you've taken on yourself, Evans comments dryly. It's a good opportunity they can make a name for ourselves. Men like Braxton and Jonas ain't some thugs that nobody would shed a tear over. They have friends, and I reckon those friends won't be too pleased to hear about your involvement. Just don't say I didn't warn you. But if you had to take sides, what's that saying? Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. So there's that. But sometimes I wonder whether that devil's gonna let it all go to hell. Jonas did build this town, but that's as far as he's going to take it. He did a good job keeping everybody on their best behavior at first, but when the pit was more of a camp. But the bigger the town got, the more lawless it became. And Braxton? Braxton, his men do a good job patrolling the decks around town, but I'm not sure I'd want to see them patrolling the pit and telling the folk what to do. If Braxton ends up on top, who knows how far he'd take the law and order thing. Although, probably not as far as the Brotherhood would. So there's that. Alright. So let's look at our new thing here. The crossroad. Braxton wants you to confront Jonas. You can find him in the Promised Land. Okay. Alright, let's keep exploring. Let's talk to Frank. Looking for something in particular? Asks the shopkeeper with an unconvinced smile. His face is unshaven and smudged with oil. Browse the wares. A Tommy gun! It's a better submachine gun than what we got, I'm sure. It's 9mm. It is a better weapon. I'm not sure we need... I mean, I'm not sure if we're going to need the money more than we're going to need a slightly better gun. So I'm not going to buy a gun. Yeah, but it's nice to know that we can come here and get some better guns. Okay, let's look at Cole's gadgets. The name's Cole, says the proprietor, a dark-skinned man in his 40s sporting an optical implant and a data jack. What can I do for you, friend? What do you sell? What the sign says, the man says, pointing at the door. Cole's Gadgets. What kind of gadgets? Grenades are my most popular item. He produces a dented metal cylinder the size of your fist. I've got the plain old flashbang, gas, and smoke. Anything you need. They aren't as fancy as the relics, but they sure can get you out of a bind. What do you mean by relics? Old Earth toys, time warp gizmos, brainwave disruptors, pulse alternators, and that scientific magic. Unfortunately, it's all in limited quantities. Even if you find someone who knows how the stuff works, there aren't any facilities on the ship to produce it. Time warp? The laymen call it a stasis field. Pointed at someone and an illusionary experience, and the illusionary experience we think of as time will crawl to a slow for them. Brainwave disruptors cause debilitating hallucinations. Pulse alternators will fry any electronics that aren't shielded. The ship is safe from this sort of low-level sabotage, but be careful not to set off one near your own toys. Why didn't they keep the first-generation colonists in stasis then? It impairs neural function, so the longer you stay in stasis, the higher the chance to come out a vegetable. A 30-second exposure is mostly harmless. After a few days, you'll never be the same again. A few centuries? Cole shakes his head. What else you got? Combat tech and implants. He taps the data jack on the side of his head. The good stuff, extracted with care and rehabilitated for my more moneyed customers. Extracted? You know they don't make new ones, so where do you think they come from? Now, take a look at this beauty. Cole dangles a small ball made of some smooth, shiny substance from a bundle of ultra-thin, translucent wires. As it slowly pivots, you see on its reverse side a much-worn barcode and brown spots that look like dried blood. Excellent pedigree, says Cole. 4 previous owners, no registered complaints, and still performs up to factory specs. It is a basic model, though, which is why I'd be willing to practically give it away to you for 200 credits. What is it? Cole shows you the recessed lens on the underside, the pupil of the device, ringed by an impossibly blue iris. This is a 3rd generation Alternautics module. This particular unit's not too sophisticated, but it's ungradable like all the best tech, and it has autofocus, which can come in handy in a firefight. You mentioned time warps. Alright, we already did those. I'm going to ask you something else. Browse wares. +1 to perception. Okay. Grenades. Standard grenade, pulse grenade, energy grenade, distortion field. Wow, those are expensive. Alright. Thank you, Cole. Promised land, that's where Cole's at. I don't necessarily want to go there just yet. Free or porn free? Born free! Went by the promised land, I thought that said porn free. the armor trader. How can I help you? Asked the proprietor, putting down a ballistic vest riddled with holes. I need some armor. Look no further then, smiles the shopkeeper. I have the finest merchandise in the pit. Do you have anything special? I do have a very nice ballistic vest, custom made for one of my customers, but I haven't seen him around for a while. Custom ballistic vest, +1 energy DR, and no penalties compared to the regular vests. He might be dead for all you know, and if he isn't, tell him your goods sell fast and won't wait for nobody. Sure, fine, says the trader after a pause. 100 credits and it's yours. Yeah, let's grab it. Browse wares. Ooh, armor penalty -5. Holy. Oh, sneak penalty -5. Armor handling is still -2. Armor handling -1. Scavenger boots, armor handling -3. Man, armor handling is brutal. Alright, let's look at our new armor we picked up here. So definitely better than what we got, and no armor penalty. So we're going to go ahead and put that on. Evans probably has the same thing we had, or the... Oh no, he's got a studded vest, which is better than what we had. By just a bit. So... we can sell that. Browse wares. And we got $4. 850 credits. Alright. Thinking those thugs over here we'll probably have to deal with eventually. Home comfort, quality furniture. Whiskey Jacks. Alright, there's Tanner. Let's talk to Jack first. What can I get you? The bartender has spotted you looking over an assortment of unlabeled plastic gallon jugs, each with its own unappealing liquid in some shade of brown. We got gut warmer, rat poison, high voltage, water fire, and absolution. Special on the rat poison right now. Every third round is free, as long as you're able to drink it. Alright, rat poison. The ship provides the basics of human survival. Recycled air, recycled water, and end tabs. Recycled nutrients and minerals pressed into chewable tablets. They taste like cardboard, but they're free. Those who desire the finer things in life, like synthetic meat with a side of algae, have to pay. Because the forefathers disapproved of drink, the ship was never configured to provide alcohol. But the law of supply and demand supersedes the dictates of religion, and everyone's favorite vice is widely available. Each bar has its own secret recipe. The wise drinkers prefer to keep it a secret, or prefer to leave it a secret. Bartender gives you a nod, and he sets a beaten alloy mug on the bar and fills it with a black oily liquid. You take a careful sip, fighting your body's instinctive rejection of poison, and wait for the familiar warmth to spread through you. After a few moments, the world is a slightly better place. Can you work around here? Well, since you asked, there's this fella owes money to just about everyone in the area. The name is Jedediah Walker, but he goes by Jed. Balance owed is 1,200 credits, including interest. If you manage to collect, you'll get 250. How does that sound to you? Jed Walker. The name sounds familiar. I can tell you he runs his mouth faster than he runs up a tab, and that's saying something. Jed claims to have traveled the ship from stem to stern and made deals with every type of merchant, fanatic, and scav known to the void. How such a world-wise entrepreneur ended up living in a rusted-out container furnished with discarded packing material is a mystery to me. But I just serve liquor. Never claimed to be one of the big brains running around here. Where can I find him? Ask around Camptown. Start with local bars. Alright, so we got another quest. Alright, let's talk to... That's Tanner. We need to talk to Tanner, right? Yep, talk to Tanner. We got a job for you, Jeremiah, says Tanner, gesturing for a drink. Interested? What kind of job? An easy one. Tanner pulls a plastic rectangle from a compartment inside his sleeve and slides it towards you. The card is old and worn. The color has long faded, but the raised print on the front of it is still as clear as the day it was stamped. A2, that's Armory, Level 2, the holy grail of every scavenger on the ship. During the mutiny, the rebels looted every depot on the first level, but the automated defenses on the second stopped them dead, literally. Those same turrets have dissuaded every scavenger since. Is this real? Or is it real? Is it real? Repeats Tanner, miming a look of disbelief. Son, if you don't have the stones for it, just say so. Don't insult me. Every scav worth his salt has been searching for this card for decades, but you're the one who found it. I have my ways. Tanner's smile reveals stained, uneven teeth. You see, I wasn't looking for a long-lost access card, since I'm not a fool. I was looking for Technical Officer Ulysses Colton. Tanner pauses, so you can show your admiration for his savvy. Let me guess, he had the card and you alone figured it out? Not quite, says Tanner. I alone figured out how to find a man who changed his identity and died in obscurity nearly 100 years ago. I have a feeling you're dying to tell me. Tanner pulls a battery energy pistol from his belt bag and passes it to you. This is his sidearm. He changed his name, but he couldn't change the serial number on his gun. Once I found the serial number, the rest was easy. His granddaughter sold the pistol 20 years ago. You sure the card still works? Only one way to find out. Tanner grins in an unnerving way. Go see for yourself. When you come back, we'll have a proper conversation. Alright, so here's the big question. Why me? Tanner is silent for a moment, as if deciding how honest he should be. I can't do it alone. I don't trust anyone else. Keep the pistol. Consider it an investment into our enterprise. It's not going to be an easy trip, so take your time to get ready, you hear me? You have any idea what might be there? Whatever it is, it'll be worth a lot of money, Tanner says with certainty. We hold out for the right buyer, and we'll live like kings the rest of our days. I'd feel safer if I had someone to watch my back. Take Evans. I saw him at Abe's store earlier today. That dumb bastard almost shot me. I've already talked to him. Because he's right there behind me, buddy. I'm sure you can find someone desperate enough to tag along. Alright. Armory is added to the map. Among the stars. Well, I don't want to go there right now. Main Street. There's a lot of places in Main Street. Cape Town. Outer Gate. Alright. What's that? Transmission substation, one of the local landmarks and a popular tourist attraction, or at least it would be if there were any tourists. Power station, let's go. Electronic transformer, once intended for the future colony, it's going to be someone else's problem one day. The regulators, huh? Oh, is this one of our quests here? Vince McNeil to release the Deacon. You can find him in Camp Town Warehouse. Jimmy, Crossroads, Debt Collector. I don't know if we got anything going on here. Let's just go ahead and talk to this guy, though. Jeremiah, Captain Braxton said you might stop by. Keep wanting to rotate the camera, but doesn't appear to be anything there. Braxton. Lockpick 31. Holy smokes. Speak, Braxton says, as if granting you his permission. Alright. Can't do anything there right now because we don't have we haven't talked to what's-his-face. I hate when I do that. Lockpick 31 to open, alright. Promised Land's up there. All right. Main Street, zero tolerance. Oh, couple turrets there. So we can go out into Main Street. Doesn't appear to be anything in Main Street. Electronics, strip for parts. You gain experience and a module that can be used elsewhere. Modules times 2. Can we tag these? I'm thinking we have the option of tagging some stuff here. Oh, that's Evans. Yeah, see, I've got these 3. Oh, we can tag this guy. What's Evans packing here? An assault rifle and a revolver. Alright, so he's got some electronics and some rifle. I guess that'll do. Yep, we don't need to use the elevator just yet, so let's go ahead and come back to town here. Maybe we didn't get gunned down by machine guns. Stop to the guard. What do you want? Alright. Guard don't want to say anything. Welcome to the Promised Land, says the bartender, pouring you a fluorescent drink. He spills a few drops on the counter, and they shimmer and gleam in the light, dissolving the paint and etching the metal. First round's on the house. Been here long? Too long, if you ask me. Maybe it's time to head back to the habitat. What's it like, the habitat? Different things for different people. If you think the mission is more important than anything else, you'd feel right at home in the Protectorate, and their shenanigans won't bother you none. Hell, you might even be leading the parade. But if it's freedom you crave above all else, then you won't find a finer place than the old pit. Then why do you think of moving back? Too much freedom, the bartender grinned shyly. Truth be told, I won't mind some stability, and if I have to join a club to enjoy it, then so be it. Hey. Samuel, Jonas. This could get us killed. Let's talk to the doorman. Mr. Redford is expecting you. You can go in. Do I know you? That you, Jeremiah? I haven't seen you in a while, says Samuel, smiling to put you at ease. He's been with Jonas ever since he was a kid, fast on the draw and eager to prove it. Now he's Jonas's right-hand man and enforcer, more feared than liked. Too busy scraping a living, you know how it is. It's hard all over, nods Samuel, and the infighting in the habitat doesn't make it any easier. Why are they still fighting? Because it will only end one way. Winner take all. The mutineers had their chance, but they blew it. So now we have three deeply entrenched factions. Too weak to win, too strong to lose. When was the last time you've been there? 8 years ago or so, I tried to make a deal with the church, but it went south fast. Jonas thought they might be the lesser of three evils, an ally that would shield us from the other two, but wouldn't try to take over. They offered us the opposite. The church would extend its domain over the pit and rule us from afar, which neither the protectors nor the Brotherhood would ignore. Alright, let's talk to Jonas. For a scavenger, Jonas Redford was more successful and more ambitious than most. In order to facilitate more efficient runs into Mission Control ruins, Jonas set up a base camp in cargo hold number 3, right next to the action. Such a good idea couldn't remain secret for long, and his fellow scavengers soon began pitching their tents nearby. With an increasing popularity, the camp attracted a growing crowd of traders, whores, and other hanger-ons, and people began to see it as a rugged alternative to the habitat, which promised safety but insisted on submission in exchange. At some point, Jonas realized that more money was waiting to be made right there in the pit, and as it had become called, than out in the wasteland. He opened the Promised Land, the finest and only whorehouse in town, and settled into role as the de facto mayor of this frontier town. Got some nerve, Jeremiah, says Jonas, putting down his glass. I know why you're here, so say your words and get out. I'd like to hear your side of the story first. Do you now? The only reason you're still breathing is because Braxton expects me to kill you, and I'm not going to do this bastard any favors. But if you think I'm going to explain myself to you, think again. Your men would have killed Abe if I hadn't stepped in. Says who? Asked Jonas, waving away. As far as I know, they were gunned down after they left the store. Your new friend Braxton killed them in cold blood, and you know it. You weren't there. That kid was a second away from pulling the trigger. Now that's interesting, says Jonas, squinting at you. I sent 2 men to force Abe to pay what he owed me for hiring the regulators. One man was in his 50s, the other was about 45. Which one of them would you call a kid? I know what I saw. What did you see? 2 men who claimed to be working for me. You know, I gotta hand it to Braxton. The man knows how to put on a show. What are you saying? I'm saying Braxton played you like a fiddle. I'm guessing you're here because Braxton suggested it, which means he wanted you to warn me. I think I see where he's going with that. So tell me, Jeremiah, you still with Braxton, or are you having second thoughts? Alright, so this is kind of where the rubber meets the road here. Who we're gonna side with Braxton still, or are we gonna side with this old guy here? I think we go with the old guy here. I think we're gonna go with him. Let's see what happens here. We could be doing wrong. I'm with you, of course. I'd be geared up for war if I could afford it. Jonas gives you a hard stare, but reads nothing but the most genuine fake desire to serve him. There's 300 here, he says, throwing you a credit drive. You'd better be armed to the teeth next time I see you. Thank you kindly. What do you need me to do? You're going to help me take out the regulators, he says. As if he resigned to an unpleasant chore that's been let slide too long. They outnumber us, but a certain piece of gear will even the odds. Ever hear of a brainwave disruptor? A grenade? Never seen one, but I've heard it messes with your brain. That it does. It's an anti-riot grenade, Earth-made. It scrambles your brain and makes you forget what you were doing and just staying there talking to air. Braxton will be watching my boys like a hawk, but since you're an unknown, you can run fetch it while Sam, he nods to the enforcer, runs interference. Where am I going to find this thing? Good question. The Earth-made relics aren't exactly common these days, but I bet Cole can point you to the right direction. He sells all kinds of crap, most of it ship-made, of course, but he also keeps track who has what. All right, this is Cole's Gadget Shop. And, oh, we leveled up. We're level 2. What's that do for us? Maybe gives us hit points or something. No, we still only had 30 hit points. No clue. All right, let's head out. Cole's Gadgets up here. Let's go talk to Cole. Then we get us some better guns. I need a brainwave disruptor. Cole stops stacking and unstacking a pile of loose microchips and looks at you with real interest. Earth-made relics come pretty dear these days, especially anti-riot gear. The ship authorities shot their whole load at the mutineers. Do you have one or not? Yes and no, says Cole. Reaching below the counter, he produces a small metal globe, the outside of which is covered in intricate designs suggesting a circuit diagram. Twisting it open, he reveals a hollow space in the center of its densely packed electronic innards. Needs a new core, but I don't have one in stock. But I know someone who does. I feel like I've heard that story before. The only place to get a replacement core is the factory. The easy pickings there were gone before you were born. But I happened to come into some information, knowing precisely where they could be located. I sent a man to fetch them for me. He goes by the name of Isaiah Davis. But the son of a bitch is smarter than I thought. He got the core using my tip, but refuses to sell it to me. Cole starts rubbing the lens on his left eye with a tiny cloth, waiting for you to figure out what he's asking you to do. So you want me to want my 3 cores. Bring them to me and the disruptor's yours. And don't tell me how you obtain them, because I don't care. Can I ask you something else? Check his wares. You want any of these? Grenades are expensive, especially for a one-shot, one-trick pony. I don't think we need that. All right. We need some better gear here. What do we have? Whoops. So I got a submachine gun, utility bar, camp knife. Okay, so a knife looks far better than a utility bar. A rifle. I'm basically no good with anything. Evans is good with rifles and pistols, alright. Ooh. Alright, I think you're better with what you got on there, Evan. Alright. Pipe Dream assault rifle. Grinder submachine gun. Ooh. Oh, that's that damage energy pistol we got. Got no blah 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 blah. Got no way to use it. 9mm. For the Tommy gun or the grinder? Let's take a grinder. Pay for the assault rifle. Alright, let's go ahead and give him an assault rifle. So Evans gets the assault rifle. We're going to get the grinder. And let's sell those two things. Hopefully I sold them. Alright, let's go down to the armor shop. So armor penalty is -2 for the trench coat. That's $50. Let's go ahead and take it. Armor handling -3. That's rough. I think we're going to stick with the trench coat. Let's go ahead and get these goggles. Alright. So these are better than the HUD. The HUD is better than the nothing. Alright, so his armor handling is 7. So you can take that jacket. Alright. You've dudded up here. Alright, Holy Grail, we're going to hold off on that. engine fuel in Camptown. Camptown, 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 Camptown. Alright, everything's in Camptown. Let's get a taste of some combat here. This could go horribly wrong or horribly right. Whoa, says one of the junkies. Look at you, strolling like you own the place. He shakes his head. It's our territory. You gots to pay me first, then you can be on your way. All businesslike, see? Well, I like talking my way out of stuff, which is why I took this character. Do I look like an easy mark to you, dumb fuck? That was a good one. I was just playing. It's all good, man, says the junkie. He takes a step back as a precaution. Wait for them to leave. Alright, well, we didn't get in a fight, which is okay. We're going to go ahead and call it here. We'll pick up next time. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. As always, like, subscribe, and comment. And please let me know how you think the game is going. I've been Sir Joseph. You guys are amazing. Until next time, stay safe out there. And I'll talk to you later.